Okay, now it's time to hook up. First off, you disconnect the yellow hitch lock.
How do you get it up?
You lift to get it loose, you lift the lever, pull it back, and it should come right out. You won't need this again until you're ready to drop Scarlett off. Now you disconnect the hitch pin that's holding the chains together. You hold the key, just hold the key and then turn the black end. Now we're already pretty close to the hitch, but we need to raise up the hitch a little bit to get it where we can get the ball underneath it. Now, our tow vehicle has a rear camera. It actually makes hooking up a lot easier. If you don't have a rear camera and you have a person helping you, excuse me, you want to use hand signals. So the person who's giving you hand signals should be able to see your eyes in the mirror and give you the hand signals where you can see them with your eyes in the mirror. Once you get close to where the ball is, put your emergency brake on so your vehicle doesn't roll. Now Scarlett's light enough where you don't have to be exactly where perfectly lined up to get connected. You know, I've found that it works a little bit better if the ball is a little bit forward of the hitch. There's a mechanism underneath the hitch that otherwise it will catch on, and it makes it difficult to hitch. Oh, there's a problem. Okay, before you start lowering the trailer onto the ball, you need to make sure that the hitch coupler is in this position. Okay, you'll know that you have everything connected correctly when the hitch pin goes through. In this case, it's not. So what I typically do is I just pull the tow vehicle an inch or so forward and everything will fall in place. Now you lock the hitch pin. Go the other way. All right, when you get it all the way tight, back it off about a quarter of a turn because otherwise it'll lock the key in there. Okay, now we're ready to hook up the safety chains and the connections. But first, Robin's going to grab the chocks. If you're not on a flat surface, you may have to move the trailer a little bit if it's rolled up onto the chocks. Now, if your hitch is a little bit lower and the chains drag, you can give them a little bit of a twist. And you want to make sure your chains cross under the vehicle as well. But if they happen to drag on the ground, give them a twist, just a half a turn or so, and it will tighten them up a little bit to keep them from dragging on the ground. Next, hook up the emergency disconnect brake. Put it on the other side of there.
Where? Into this? Or?
Yeah, hook it onto the loop. You know, hook it in the chain. And it works better if you put that on the right side. Finally, hook up the electrical. Now, this has a catch on most of the 7-pin connectors have a little catch on the door, and you want to make sure that you get it past that so that when you tug on it, it doesn't come out. Okay, we're not locking the doors yet because we're going to run over to the sanitary dump to dump this. But before that, we got to do a quick safety check. So first thing we want to do is turn the lights on. You want to make sure the running lights are working. And you can see in this, and you heard Robin say they're good. Next, you want to check your brake lights and your turn signals to make sure they're working. The quickest and easiest way to do that, particularly if you're by yourself, is just push the four-way flashers. Right there.
We're good.
And if you heard Robin, you heard them say they're good. And coming back here, you can see the clearance lights are on and the four-way flashers are flashing. Now, before we head to the sanitary dump, we want to do a safety walkthrough. We want to go through, are the blocks up? Are there any jacks down? Are the chains connected? Is the electrical connected? The battery, emergency brake cable connected? We're locked up. The propane tank storage is locked up. Go around to the other side. We haven't locked these doors, but you'll want to check them again in a second. Make sure everything is on tight. Make sure the leveler is up. So everything looks good. We're ready to head over to the sanitary dump.